Hello everybody and welcome back. I hope you're enjoying this beautiful fall day. It's so sunny and beautiful. It's 78 degrees out and it's just perfect. It's a perfect day for a fall craft and that's what we're going to do today. And so we're going to start with this frame that I bought and it was $3.74. It was in the clearance aisle at Hobby Lobby and they usually do have stuff like this because the glass will get broke. And so they just sell the wooden frame because people do buy these now. I would buy a whole lot more, but I have a house full of all kinds of stuff right now. So we're going to try to pull the sticker off as much as we can. And then we're going to paint it a brown color. Okay, so the brown paint that I have is very old. It's from Ceramcoat, and it looks like it was on clearance when I bought it for $1.49, but that was a long time ago. In fact, trying to see if it says where I got it from. No, it doesn't, but it is very old. But you can use, what you want to do is just figure out what kind of flowers you're having. I'm going to put some flowers on it, and you want to kind of make everything match. So I picked this brown because of some of the items that I have. So all you have to do is try to find a brown that matches the project you're doing. You don't have to have the exact same brown. This one is called Brown Iron Oxide, and I do believe it was such a popular color that they probably do still have this one though. So I'm going to just use a jar lid. I do sometimes have the little palette thing from the Dollar Tree, but I didn't want to waste the time looking for it, so I have a couple lids here instead. I'm going to pour some of this into the lid, and then I am going to take one of my Dollar Tree brushes, and I'm going to just paint all the way around the frame, and then I'll meet you back here. One thing I do want to tell you is you want your brush strokes, even though it's the sponge, you want them to be all going one direction. One way on each side. So you can go this way on this side, but on this side you want to go up and down again. And I honestly think that I'm going to keep it on this side, so you really don't have to do the back or this inside part. You can just do the top part and the sides. And maybe there's like one little lip in here that I'm going to do brown also. Okay, so I did about 2 coats all the way around. I think I have to do one more coat on the bottom here, but I'm going to set that to the side and let it dry for now. So the next thing that I did was I looked around because I have some old picture frames downstairs. So I looked around to see if I had the cardboard or the backing for one of them so I could use it for my back. And I found a cardboard one. And so what we're going to do is take this cardboard and paint it also brown like that is. So you guys remember me talking about the sponges. These are from the Dollar Tree and they come 6 in a pack for $1. And these are awesome for if you're painting something big or something you kind of want to paint fast. And so I'm going to go ahead and just go over the top of this cardboard with the brown. And remember, you want to go all one way. I did put a piece of wax paper underneath my work surface here. I do have my rubber tablecloth there, but I keep marking it up so much and it doesn't come clean. So I was trying to keep it in a decent shape. If I get a little bit here and there, it's not as major, but something like this would really mark it up a lot. Okay, so now I'm going to just let this dry also. Set that to the side. I'm going to take my sponge and just stick it. I have some water over here. I'm just going to stick it in the water so it doesn't get hard on me before I can wash it out. Okay, so I'm just letting these couple of pieces dry. And in the meantime, I want to show you what we're going to use next. So I went online, and I showed you guys this before because I've used some of these before. But I bought this cardstock value pack and it's seasonal. And so this time I went through and I looked for it. And some of it just is like stuff that's colors and has like patterns on it. And so I thought I would use this one. And we're going to need our scissors. And maybe, I think I might need a pen too. So I'm going to lift this up. So what I'm going to do with it is this is going to go right in the center of our little cardboard. So I don't want to get paint on the front of this. So I'm just going to set it on here for now. Because that side doesn't really matter. So I'm going to put it flush with this side, and I'm going to tip it over and try to put it where there's not wet paint. And I'm going to hold it and draw a line on this side. So that's where we're going to cut it off, is along that line. So I'll take that off again. Go ahead and cut it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and turn my glue gun on. So my glue gun is rechargeable. So if I turn it on too soon, that's why I always have to turn it on during my videos, because if I turn it on too soon, then it runs out of juice. So I'm going to turn it on and let it warm up. Okay. So the way we're going to put this is this way. Okay. And I do have my old glue gun warmed up over here. So maybe I'll start with that. It's such an ugly old thing, man. It needed a break, and that's why I asked for the new one for Christmas. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just start putting a little bit of glue along the edges. I'm probably going to need another glue stick. Let's go ahead and fill that into there. Okay. And I try to do this part as fast as I can because the glue does start to dry pretty darn fast. Just put a little bit in the middle. Okay, so set that to the side. Flip her over, and we're going to place it as close to the middle as we think we can. Okay, and then we're going to just push down on it. Okay, so now what we want to do is take this piece and put it inside this piece. And I know it might not be all the way dry yet, so I think I'm going to just hold it up in the air a little. Okay, so now this glue gun is warmed up and ready to go. So I'm going to go between both of them probably. And what we're going to do is the little lip in here, I'm going to put glue along that little lip and start to place this inside there. I want to make sure it looks dry on the front. I might have to hold it up for a little bit and let it keep drying. Here, we'll turn it upside down. This side's drier. All right, so I'm just putting the glue along this lip. Sometimes the glue gets kind of messy on you. We're going to go ahead and stick one side in there. And then I'm going to just lift up a little on this side and try to do the same thing. Okay, so now we'll push on this side. And then you can actually go right along the back and go along the backing just to make sure it's going to stay in there nice. All right, I think we should be pretty good. Okay, so here's what we have so far. It just looks like a little board with a design on it. Okay, so now what we want to do, oh, I see some of the glue squeezed through on me. I'm going to try to pull some of that off. Okay. Okay, so next I bought this cute little pumpkin from Dollar Tree for just $1. I'm going to go ahead and untie the tag. Okay, and I'm also going to take the cute little bow off of it. It looks like it's just hot glued on. I'm going to go ahead and pull that off. I might use that later. I'm not sure yet. So we'll just throw those to the side. Okay, so what we're going to do with this is paint it also. Okay, so there's a little bit of remnants of glue here, but it's not going to matter because we are going to end up putting something there anyway. Okay, so the rest of it, what we're going to do is take these two colors. So this one is called Maple Sugar Tan. So it's kind of like a tannish color, and I thought it looked good with these flowers that I'm going to use. The colors went pretty well together, and so that's why I chose this color. And this one we're going to take, and we're going to do actually the top part with this. And then the bottom part, we're going to use, this is called Satin Cream. It's from Apple Barrel Colors. So you just want a cream color. It doesn't have to be the exact color, but so it looks like that. And the reason I picked that is because I also have some flowers here that it's going to match pretty well with. And I thought it would bring out the pretty colors. So Satin Cream is the back, and the Maple Sugar Tan is going to be the top. So I'm going to go ahead and paint those, and then I'll be back. So I chose this brush because it comes kind of to a point, and it's fat, but it's long, which the long helps because you're going in between here and this part sticking out, and we're trying to get the underneath. And so that's why I chose this brush to use. So I'm going to go ahead and paint all the way around there, and then we'll do the top part. Okay, so the back part is cream. It's not very different from the color it was before, but it is a little bit brighter. So now what we're going to do is the inside of this is what we're going to do with the Maple Sugar Tan. That's the next one. So I'm going to set this down for a minute, let it dry for a second, and put a little bit of this paint back in its container. Man, I remember carving pumpkins with my mom and my brothers when I was a kid. And then we, of course, carried on the tradition with our kids. We used to love it when we were kids. Even digging in there and getting all the seeds out, even though it's kind of a yucky, feeling or whatever. We just loved it, and we created our own pumpkins, and it was just fun. And my kids loved it for a little bit, and then one of them didn't like that feeling of sticking your hands in there and getting that out. So he kind of stopped early, probably doing pumpkins earlier than I did when I was a kid. So, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and rinse this out, and then I'm going to come back and do the maple sugar. So, yeah, when I was a kid, I was the only girl in a family of 4 children. So I had 3 older brothers. And so when my mom would carve her pumpkin, she would always make him scary because the boys could care less about the cute, sweet, smiley little pumpkin. They thought it was cuter or more fun to have the scary looking pumpkin. So she would always make the jagged teeth and stuff. It was pretty cute. But I've always gone for the sweet little cute pumpkins. I mean, I had boys myself. I had 2 boys. And I think like if I made more than one pumpkin or if I was helping them with theirs, then we would do a scary one too. But mine was always the sweet pumpkin, and then they would have the silly or scary one. It was fun though. It's always fun to do it. I wonder how many of you guys carve pumpkins at your house and how many kids you have in your family. You should leave me a couple notes on YouTube. Let me know how many people you had in your family and if you did pumpkins and what kind of faces you always picked out for them. It's a fun tradition. I know my mom always made the best pumpkin pies. She made really great pecan pies too. She was a very good cook and even better baker. She was a really good baker. She used to make the best Christmas cookies. Okay, so if you have any parts where you went out of the lines and you want to fix it, then you would just wait till it dries a little and you would go back in with the cream color and just touch it up real quick. So I'll probably just let it dry. I do have a couple spots like that. So what I must have done is I picked a brush that's just a little too long. If it would have been a little shorter, it wouldn't have reached down so far. But it's not a major thing. So I'm going to just set this down and let it dry for a minute. And stick that in the water. So I let that dry for a few minutes while I was washing out all the paint stuff. And now we're back and ready to go over and put a little bit more of the cream in there. And I think what I'm going to do is just open it and take a small brush and just go ahead and stick it in there and go around and just fix my mistakes. Okay, so it's easy to remedy. So now it looks nice. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and bring our frame over and set it right in the middle. And we're going to take our pumpkin and we're going to place our pumpkin right in the center of that pretty paper that we put in there, like this. So we're going to take our glue gun. Let me put that in the water and close this up so I don't tip it over. Okay, we're going to take our glue gun and we're going to glue around the bottom of our little pumpkin. And I'm using my older one because the other one went off. It doesn't last real long. It's really nice when I can use it, but it doesn't last as long as I would like it to. But it's nice not having the cord, but either one of them. It's nice to have two, so you have a backup. All right, so I'm going to plop this right in the center, and I'm going to push down. But I'm not going to push too hard down because remember we took our cardboard and, yeah, in fact, I'm going to go up underneath here and push. Okay, and then we'll let that dry for just a minute. The glue gun glue dries really fast. I'm going to go ahead and stick another little thing in there for when we need it again. Okay, so this is what we have so far. And now we're going to go ahead and add some more little embellishments to it. So let's see. I have these flowers. These are from the Dollar Tree. They were each $1 each. So we have that to put on there. I'm going to go ahead and rip the tag off while we're going through. The other one, the tag's already off it. I must have pulled it off already. So then the next thing we have is a sign that I got from Hobby Lobby. I got it for 40% off. And it's just a silver sign that says gather on it. And it was $4.29 and I got it for 40% off. So we'll go ahead and toss that to the side. So now we want to decide on our sign. Do we want the gather at the bottom with flowers at the top, or do we want the gather at the top with flowers at the bottom? Let me see. I also want to embellish it a little bit more, but right around in here. So, you know, I think, we can have the gather stick up too if we want to, or we don't have to. So, Or we can even come down farther and put it in the middle, which looks very cute, but then it's going to be real plain at the top, like if we put flowers here. Or we don't have to put flowers, we could put them at the top. Let's see. What if we go down just a little further? Okay, so I'm thinking maybe like that, because then we'll have our flowers at the top. That looks cute. So let's go ahead and we'll stick our gather on right now and let it be drying while we're doing the other stuff. So everywhere that the gather is going to touch something is where you want to try to put some glue from the glue gun. So I'm going to just put it, let's see. I think I'm just going to go along the back of the gather sign and just put some glue in a bunch of spots. So if it goes there, okay, it's going to be around here, here. It's always nice to be able to use your chin on the glue gun, keep it going. All right, let's go ahead and stick it on. Okay, so thinking about here. So we can go up from underneath and push up while we're pushing down on it. So that's what we have so far. So now we're going to go ahead with our flowers. And also I bought, well, I didn't buy this. This I had already. It's just a little piece of ivy. And I thought I would just put it up around where the bow was. I'm just going to cut a little piece off. I'd like to use my wire cutters instead. All right. And I was thinking maybe I would put this back on, but I wasn't sure. Let me see. So I'll kind of show you what I'm doing. I'm trying to figure out where I want my ivy. You know, you want it either kind of going off to the side maybe, so it's hanging down a little. And then you could put your little bow back in there. I think that looks cute. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll go ahead on to the flowers. It'll make it look like it's the rind from the pumpkin is what we're trying to make it look like. So I'm just going to put the glue right where it was before. I'm putting a big old blob of it because we're going to plop that and this holly right on there. And then when it dries, we can kind of try to do whatever we want with it again after that. I think I'm going to turn it to the side a little more. Okay, so this is what we have so far. It's really kind of cute. Actually, you could leave it like that if you wanted to. It's really cute. It's kind of plain, but it's very cute. Or I also have these things that we were going to maybe add on here somewhere. So let's go ahead and cut a couple of them apart and see if they'll look cute on there or not. If not, we don't have to put them on. So I'd love to hear stories about your childhood and the fall and like what kind of traditions you guys have done in your past. That's always fun to hear. And plus sometimes it'll give people ideas for like some kind of tradition they can do with their grandkids or even their kids, because a lot of you are way younger than me out there and you probably have your own young kids to be starting that stuff with. So now we're going to decide, do we still want to put it at the bottom or do we still want to put it at the top, or do we even want it? So let's see. We're going to turn it out more where you would see it more. Top or the bottom. I do want to put them on because I think it'll be a little dressier, and I like the dressier. I know a lot of people like the plain, and maybe that's kind of the style, but I still love dressy looking stuff. So we can either put some flowers at the bottom Or we can put some at the top. Let me see. I kind of think the top still, even though we have the ivy there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and plop them right up here at the top. Okay, so see, I'm going to go ahead and put those in there too. So we're going to just go ahead and put a little bit of glue on the end of these and place them where we want them. Just trying to let it dry for a second. And then you'll just look it over and make sure that everything's looking fluffed up and pretty like it should. And then you have yourself a really cute little fall decoration, which is perfect for any time of the fall or Thanksgiving or as a gift for Thanksgiving. Who wouldn't want to get something really cute like this? And now if you want to hang it on the wall, there are these things you can buy at the hardware store that look like this, where they've got the pointy end on them. Can you see that? I'll try to put it where you can see it. So they have a pointy end on them. And all you do, and then on this side is how you hang it up. You turn it this way. And so all you would do is place it on your wood here at the top and hammer it in. But for me, I believe I'm going to go ahead and set it on my counter over there. And I'm really excited about how it turned out. I hope you guys enjoyed this craft. If you did enjoy this craft, then please join me on YouTube and subscribe and tell your friends about me. And I'd love to see some comments. Let me know how you guys spend your holidays. And have a really great day. It's beautiful out there. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.